A year ago, I faced the ultimate betrayal. I had just been fired from my job, and my wife, Ayesha, confessed she had been cheating with my best friend Adil for months. I felt my world crumble. Anger, humiliation, and heartbreak consumed me. Friends and family seemed to side silently with them. It was as if life had stacked every misfortune against me at once. But beneath the despair, determination began to grow. I realized that my revenge wouldn't be petty. It had to be transformative. I vowed that 1 year later, I would not just recover, but triumph spectacularly. I spent weeks reflecting and strategizing. The betrayal and job loss became fuel for action. I analyzed my skills, passions, and opportunities to rebuild my life independently. Anger alone wouldn't make me successful. Strategy, patience, and intelligence would. I began networking, researching investments, and studying business opportunities. My mind was focused, and my energy channeled toward growth. I refused to dwell on revenge in the traditional sense. Instead, I would rise above their treachery. The ultimate comeback would be my revenge, proving that betrayal cannot stop a determined mind from achieving extraordinary success. I started small, taking freelance projects and consulting gigs to rebuild financial stability. Every dollar saved became an investment into long-term ventures. I immersed myself in learning entrepreneurship, finance, and investment strategies. Meanwhile, I maintained discretion. No one could know the empire I was quietly constructing. Their betrayal had made me stronger, more resilient, and focused. Each setback I endured fueled my motivation. Slowly, the foundation of my wealth grew. The humiliation of the past became irrelevant compared to the future I was building. 1 year later, their arrogance and betrayal would pale in comparison to the success I quietly achieved. I invested in small startups, stocks, and real estate, carefully calculating risks. Patience was key. While Ayesha and Adil assumed I was defeated and broken, I was multiplying my assets. Every decision was deliberate, guided by research, foresight, and discipline. I avoided shortcuts and impulsive moves, knowing long-term strategy would deliver the most satisfying outcome. Each success, however small, added to my momentum. Their betrayal had inadvertently honed my focus and business acumen. By the time a year passed, my initial investments had grown exponentially. The humiliation and pain of betrayal had been transformed into a vehicle for wealth and empowerment. During this period, I also focused on personal development. Physical fitness, mental clarity, and emotional resilience became priorities. I read books, attended seminars, and practiced self-discipline. Betrayal had forced me to confront my weaknesses and strengthen every aspect of my life. By the time the year ended, I was not just financially successful, but emotionally and mentally stronger. I had transformed the pain into motivation. Ayesha and Adil assumed I would remain broken. Little did they know that their actions had created the perfect storm for me to emerge as a completely empowered, unstoppable individual. 9 months into my journey, I struck gold. A startup investment skyrocketed, multiplying my initial capital manifold. Real estate deals and strategic stock moves compounded my wealth. The money was substantial, but the satisfaction went beyond finances. I had risen from betrayal and job, lost to a position of undeniable power and independence. The ultimate revenge wasn't confrontation or humiliation. It was transformation. 1 year after being fired and betrayed, I had achieved financial freedom and personal empowerment. Their arrogance, assuming I'd remain broken, had created the perfect scenario for me to prove success is the ultimate revenge. I didn't immediately confront Ayesha or Adil. Instead, I let the success speak for itself. News of my financial achievements reached mutual friends and social circles. Their shock was palpable. They had assumed my betrayal would destroy me, but instead, I had risen above. The humiliation they expected to impose on me had reversed. My empire, built quietly and strategically, became a testament to resilience, intelligence, and determination. In a year, the man they thought was defeated became someone they could no longer undermine. The ultimate revenge was complete. Wealth, respect, and undeniable power. Friends, colleagues, and family began to see the transformation. Ayesha's and Adil's credibility and social standing suffered subtly as people realized the extent of my comeback. I maintained dignity, letting results speak louder than anger or confrontation. Their betrayal, which had seemed devastating, became irrelevant in the face of my accomplishments. Respect, admiration, and opportunity naturally gravitated toward me. The social balance shifted. While they remained trapped in regret and mediocrity, I thrived publicly and privately. My revenge had manifested silently but powerfully, proving that success is more effective than humiliation. With financial stability secured, I focused on personal happiness. Hobbies, travel, and meaningful relationships filled my life. Betrayal no longer defined me. It had become a catalyst for growth. I reconnected with trustworthy friends and built networks that supported my continued success. My confidence soared. The trauma of betrayal and job loss faded under accomplishments and empowerment. The man who had been humiliated and abandoned had now become an inspiration to himself. Ayesha and Adil's betrayal became a story of past weakness, while my journey illustrated that resilience and strategic action could turn pain into prosperity. The experience taught me a profound lesson. Betrayal can destroy or empower, depending on how you respond. Anger and revenge are temporary. Transformation and success endure. 1 year after being fired and betrayed, I became a millionaire, emotionally strong and independent. Ayesha and Adil had underestimated me, believing humiliation would define my life. Instead, it became my fuel for extraordinary growth. Strategic patience, calculated decisions, and relentless focus deliver results far beyond immediate gratification. Success is the ultimate revenge. Today, I live proof that betrayal, when confronted with intelligence and resilience, can become the catalyst for unparalleled personal and financial triumph.